Sage Wanderer here, and welcome to Prepping 101. This is fish hack number one, fishing hack number one, how to make a minnow trap. So we're going to make a minnow trap out of essentially trash. So we're going to need a water bottle or a 2-liter bottle or a little bitty water bottle. It doesn't really matter. The concept is all the same. So let's do the middle one. Not too big, not too small, just right. Now, keep in mind, catching minnows and using them for live bait is a superior way to fish over finding grubs and things like that. That live bait, like minnows, is superior, and that's why in a lot of states it's illegal to fish with live minnows, because it's just too easy. One of the hardest things about fishing with live minnows, like down in Texas or Oklahoma where you can, is that keeping them alive. You can go buy them, but smart guys catch them, and you can catch them with a throw net. But here's a simple way to lay down a basic minnow trap that also kind of works for crawdads as well, any small fish. And you can make these bigger if the bottles are bigger, and with a 2-liter you can catch pretty good size like perch and things like that in here that you can eat. So how are we going to turn this into a minnow trap? It's really simple. Your necessary items are the bottle of water, a section of paracord or a piece of duct tape, and some rocks from, whoops, it's got leaves on it, some rocks from down by the river. So, start, and you'll need a knife. Hopefully you always have one of these on hand. So we're just going to start here about where this label ends. And we're going to make a nice, clean, square cut. Be careful not to cut yourself. Just go all the way around the bottle. That is so noisy. This is not a stealthy way to do it. So then we got a nice, clean cut. Take the lid off. Won't be needing that. Alright, pretty simple. Now we're just going to take I'm just going to take that off so you can see things better. And we're just going to take this part that we cut off here, and we're just going to stick it right back in there like so. But we want to make sure this stays in there, so this is where the duct tape would come in. You could either secure this with a couple pieces of duct tape into the opening of the bottle, or if you have some paracord, you can cut a piece of paracord or have a scrap piece, and it has these little finer pieces inside. So little strands, you can just pull one of those out. Voila! And that will actually even break down into smaller strands for thread and things like that if you need it, but that's about the right size of cordage we need. Then we're going to take our trap we're making here and put it in place. And I'll explain to you how it works when we get done making it. You're just going to want to make a hole right through both of them. Don't cut yourself. And then you want to try to put this, gosh, I don't see as well as I used to. Extra glasses, that should be a part of old people's survival stuff. Find the hole that you made on the other side. And pass the line through. Sorry, hold it up into the camera for you. You're just looking at me stare off into space and talk to myself. That wouldn't be an interesting video. I don't know, some people will watch anything. Come on now, come on through. This is not edited, this is live. This is me making a minnow trap live, not Memorex. Make your own joke here. Ah, I did it! I did it. You're like, now you're wishing for editing. Most of the time you like me because I don't edit. But that would have been a good time to cut some stuff out there. So you're just going to run that through both sides, like so. Tie that off so the lid don't come off. I'd do a better job than this if I wasn't under pressure. Under pressure. Alright. So essentially the way this works is, you can see that like so. You can make out how that the mouth of the bottle is inside of the other bottle upside down. And you're like, well, Sage, how is that a minnow trap? Well, little Mr. Fishy, what could be little Mr. Fishy? Little Mr. Fishy. Little Mr. Fishy comes swimming in because inside here, inside this section in here, right down in there, you put some bait, like some bread. Everything likes bread, or some grubs, or some fish guts. And so that's in there, and the little fishies, they want to get to it. So they come in like this, swimming in, la 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 la. They swim through the hole because that all guides them towards the hole. And now they're inside, and they can't find the hole to get back out. And they're like, let me out, I can't get out, I can't get out, let me out. And then you just pick them up. But you need to put the rock in there. That's what the river rocks are for, because you want this to sink, not float. So in there with your bait, let me get Mr. Fishy out. Inside there with your bait, just put some rocks so this thing sinks to the bottom. Blam. You can tie this here, put you a longer string or paracord onto here, right? So you can pull it up and in and out of the water. And yeah, you got yourself a little minnow trap there. Now, if you want to catch bigger fish, you can move to this model, the bigger model. And I'm costing myself 10 cents now. These are all 10 cents in Oregon, so this is an expensive video, so y'all better watch. But this one here, the same thing with it. Because it's a little bigger bottle, we might want to target a little bigger fish. Alright, so same scenario. I'll be needing a lid. Works the same. Put it in like so. Blah, blah, blah. You got it. You figured it out from last time. But to make this hole a little bigger, so the size of fish we get will be a little bigger, we can take it down to about here and open it up a little bit. So, plastic's a little tough there on the elbow. You don't want to make it too big, because if you make it too big, they'll find their way out again. You know, you want to get it just the right size so that they go in and they get lost in there and they can't find the way out. Take the top off. Hey, this is a bonus. I made two for you. So this is one that you could do for bigger fish. And you could just use duct tape to close this up. Then you see how that works. And the fish swim in and they can't get out because they come here and they can't get through. And so that's the basics of how to turn trash into a fish trap. And, you know, you can probably find these laying around everywhere that people go fishing. You'll find these bottles like that one and this one laying around. And they can all be made into fish traps with just a few swipes of the knife. All right, that's fishing hack number 1 for you. Till next time on Prepping 101.